How to have a baby boy. While many people write off traditional methods for gender prediction as nothing more than old wives' tales, some of these seemingly antiquated methods now have legitimate scientific backing, suggesting that perhaps we have more control over our babies' genders than we previously thought. Read this article for helpful tips on how to increase your chances of conceiving a boy. Increasing the odds. Understand the mechanics. It is ultimately the man who determines the gender of the baby, because a woman always produces an X chromosome. Each individual male sperm carries either an X chromosome or Y chromosome, and whichever one reaches the female egg first will determine the gender of the baby, 20 for a female and Z for a male. The goal, then, when it comes to having a boy is to increase the likelihood that a Y chromosome sperm reaches the egg first. Many medical researchers believe that Y chromosome sperm are faster swimmers, but that X chromosome sperm have more endurance. 2. To increase the likelihood of having a boy, you'll want to make it so that the sperm are released as close to the egg as possible so that Y chromosome sperm can reach the egg before getting worn out. Assume the position. It is a common belief that the deeper a man penetrates a woman, the greater the likelihood of conceiving a boy. This is based upon the belief that Y chromosome sperm swim faster but have less endurance than X chromosome sperm. With deep penetration, the race to reach the egg is more of a sprint than a marathon, giving the Y chromosome sperm a leg up. The following are deep penetration positions: doggy style, or rear entry, sex with the woman on top, and sex with the man on top and the woman's legs pulled toward her chest. Eat a high alkaline diet. Alkalinizing foods like spinach, broccoli, kale, radishes, beets, lemons, and garlic not only help keep our body's pH levels balanced, they reduce the acidity of a woman's cervical fluid, making it more conducive for Y chromosome sperm. Consume these foods in the days and weeks prior to conception to increase the likelihood of having a boy. Increase your caloric intake. Studies have shown that women who consume a high-calorie diet prior to conception are significantly more likely to produce a boy than women who follow a very restricted diet. 3. Even if you normally follow a low-calorie diet, you may want to temporarily load up on extra calories in the weeks prior to conception. Remember that you're going to gain weight during your pregnancy, anyway. Consume more potassium and sodium. An Oxford University study revealed that women who consumed more potassium and sodium prior to conception were more likely to conceive boys. 4. Bananas are an excellent source of potassium, while sodium-rich foods include salami and other cured meats, cheese, pickled foods, soda, and salty snacks like pretzels and chips. Surefire methods. Consider IVF, in vitro fertilization. If you're really serious about ensuring that your baby is a boy, there are ways for doctors to screen embryo for gender selection using a process called PGD, pre-implantation genetic diagnosis. 5. The process requires in vitro fertilization, a costly and invasive procedure in which a woman's egg is extracted from her body and fertilized with the man's sperm in a lab. PGD was originally designed with the intention of screening for embryonic diseases like sickle cell anemia and cystic fibrosis. 6. Using the procedure to screen for gender or other physical features raises an ethical dilemma, and many doctors refuse to perform the procedure for this purpose. 7. IVF is a time-consuming and expensive procedure that can cost anywhere around $20,000. Keep in mind that the procedure is not 100% effective. Although some doctors refuse to perform PGD for gender-determining purposes, many fertility clinics in the U.S. offer PGD for gender selection under hidden phrases. Look for fertility clinics that advertise family balancing or family planning, which indicate that they will perform PGD for those who prefer a specific gender. Canada, UK, and Australia do not perform PGD for gender selection purposes, but nearly half of U.S. fertility clinics offer PGD for gender selection. 8. Consider adoption. If you have your heart set on a baby boy but haven't been able to conceive one yourself, then adoption may be the right choice for you. Not only will you fulfill your dream of having a boy, you could be saving an abandoned child from a potentially painful and traumatizing life. Tips. Doctors like to remind patients that PGD was designed to screen for painful and potentially fatal diseases, and that gender is not a disease. Even though it's common to wish for a particular gender, in the end your baby is your baby and you will love it no matter what. Try combining multiple methods like sexual positions and dietary changes to increase their effectiveness.